Hello everyone, my name is Zeotrex and today we are doing a review of Mortal Kombat 1. Releasing on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Nintendo Switch, Mortal Kombat 1 is a reboot of the entire Mortal Kombat universe. Following the events of Mortal Kombat 11, Liu Kang has started a new timeline, and for some reason, something has gone against his, wills. And that's all I'm going to say without giving spoilers. This will be a spoiler-free review. Now, Mortal Kombat, as you may know, I am a massive fan of. I love Mortal Kombat so much, and I have been following this story since I think MKX, actually. Because I didn't play the story mode for MK9, I was a bit young. But Mortal Kombat 1 was a game that I was really looking forward to because of my disappointment with MK11. And what are my thoughts on it? So I'm gonna split this review into two ways: the story and the story mode and the gameplay. So let's talk about the gameplay side of things real quick. So just know I'm not a fighting game expert. I'm not going to be able to speak on whether or not there's things in. I'm not going to be able to speak on balances and how much some damage does, although I do think some characters are a bit like underwhelming and a bit overpowered, which I will speak upon. But I do think the gameplay in this game is pretty fun. It's a lot more fast-paced, I've noticed, where I think MK11 felt a bit more sluggish with how it was. Here, it's a lot more fun to play, and I definitely love getting the combos down. And I've been learning, And that's all I can speak about on the gameplay. So about the actual game itself, let's talk about what it has to offer. So, quick note, this game is $70. So for a game that is $70, I do have some really high expectations for what I'm getting, and I do think that this game is perhaps a bit too expensive for what you get here. I think it's not that there's a lack of content per se. It just feels a bit downgraded from MK11. That's the best way I could describe it. So, ranging from the single player content, where there's this invasions mode, which I actually haven't played yet. Invasions, towers, and story. That's all you get for the single player side of things. Where it's yeah, cool. That's cool at all, but MK11 had nah, I'm not about to fucking praise Towers of Time. What was I doing? But yeah, MK1 definitely has had a bit of a downgrade in content, starting with the customization system, which both has its pros and its cons without being downgraded. Let's start with the cons first. With MK11, I think, was the first game to have a massive range of customization. I think it's dabbled upon in the past games with create your fighter and just alternate skins. But in MK11, you could customize a shit ton of things: masks, weapons, gears, skins, and all that. Here, it's one piece of gear, your skin, and the palette. Those are the only things you can customize there. And I don't even think there's an augment system in this game. At least I haven't found it yet. By the way, quick note, I have 13 hours on this game so far. And so I will probably be missing stuff here and there, but I definitely would say I played a lot to talk about it. So yeah, I just feel as if maybe, just maybe, hold on, let me try to remember. Okay, yeah, the customization system. I definitely think the customization in the system in this game definitely got downgraded. And the issue with that is, so the cons is that it feels a bit more limiting. It's oh wow, I can only change my mask. I can't change my kunai or sword or anything like that for Scorpion. And all that awesome stuff, and I don't know. Yeah, it is a bit of a downgrade. However, the pro to this is that there isn't as much to grind for as there was in MK11. MK11 had awful grinding. Let's see, like, in order to get, like, what, 5 skins, you would have to either find it in the crypt, play the story mode, do the tutorial, play Towers of Time. Towers of Time is completely gone. Thank the heavens, because Towers of Time, in my opinion, was the worst aspect about Mortal Kombat 11. This rotating system of towers that you would have to constantly grind for, and oh my god, the grind in MK11 was terrible. You would have to go through like 5 different like towers just to get like one mask or some shit like that. Luckily that's gone, and now it's just the regular tower system, like all of that. And yeah, I'm glad there's not that much to grind for. It's really just level up the character you want and level up the cameo, which we will get to in a minute. There's still a bit of grind in this game, and it's going to be a bit tedious. Because you have to grind 2 things out at once. I do think that if you're someone who plays multiple characters like me, it could be annoying with how they do the mastery system. Also, what's funny is that before I got this game, I was actually praising how Mortal Kombat doesn't seem to have a battle pass system, and I don't think the mastery system is quite like the battle pass. It just feels a bit weird, level up to get rewards and all that, but again, they're mainly cosmetics. It doesn't affect gameplay or anything like that. Well, I mean, brutalities and fatalities and all that. Whatever. Which, by the way, we'll get to fatalities in a minute. I definitely do think that some of the stuff in this game, just the grind isn't as bad as it was in MK11, okay? On the other side of things, what else is there? The cameos. Let's talk about cameos. So MK11 and MK1 introduces this new thing called cameos, which is kind of like tag assist. I think they dabbled with this in MK11, where you choose 2 fighters. You choose your main fighter and the fighter that you can have to assist you in battle. I think this is pretty useless, in my opinion. I don't know. It's hard to really think about it, because it's not something that's like a big deal. But if it wasn't in this game, I wouldn't scream and cry and whine over it. But what I don't like about this cameo system is what it means for fighters. So yeah, what I don't like about this system is that some fighters are exclusive to cameos, and I don't like that. I really do not like the idea that cameos characters are only like exclusive. Like, sure, Darius, Frost, and Motaro, whatever, they can be cameos. Yeah, I just wish that it just scares me, because this seems like a way for these like characters that we've been waiting for so long to return, like a fucking Cyrax and Sector and Striker, and I know, weird Striker. All Striker and all these other characters that we've been waiting to make a return, only for them to just be a button press for your combo. Feels a bit weird. And a bit disappointing. It makes me scared about, like, oh shit, what if they like want to bring back someone like I don't know, Bo Cho or Hotaro or Mavado, which I think Mavado is actually confirmed to be a cameo. Then it's like, oh well shit, they're a cameo and you can't actually play as them. Although I do think that Mavado, I think like maybe in the future some of these characters could be like DLC and whatnot. That's just my opinion on it. I do think the cameo system actually is kind of fun, though. I've been mainly using Striker because he actually, because one, I kind of do miss Striker, and two, I also do think that he's actually pretty fun to use. Uppercut, grenade, and then swipe down, all that. As for the main roster of characters, I'm satisfied. It's a satisfying roster with one big thing that bugs me. So, back to the cameo system. I don't like that Jack, Sonya, and Kano are only cameos. In my opinion, at least one of those characters should be in the base roster. These three characters are so important to Mortal Kombat history as a whole that when you like completely strip all of them out, then the roster just feels missing. Like, okay, you could remove Sonya but have Kano and Jax and it wouldn't feel weird. I think it's probably just because of how often these guys are actually in the roster. I don't know. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so back to the normal roster. I think it's an improvement over MK11. MK11 had a weird roster. It brought back a lot of fan favorite characters, but also removed a lot of fan favorite characters. Like, we got Noob and Cabal back. Noob, Cabal, and Jade back. Those were three characters I was like, oh shit, yeah, those guys are back, finally. But, you know, characters like Reptile and Melina and not Tremor, characters like Reptile, Melina, Smoke, and other characters didn't make their return. Reptile hurt me. The Reptile one hurt me. Melina, God, if you guys weren't there for the Melina era of Mortal Kombat, lucky you, because holy shit, that was so awful. But yeah, it was like, yeah, all these fan favorite characters are missing, but we got some back. We got, you know, Cabal and Noob and Jade and Sindel back, all these other characters. I think Sindel and Nightwolf should have been base roster, but whatever. Like, but like characters like Ermac was missing. Cyrax and Sector were gone despite being in the story mode. It just, you know, feels a bit... MK11 had a weird roster. And I don't think it was a really good roster, if you ask me. There are a lot of characters that I just don't understand. A lot of MKX characters were also removed. I mean, like, Takeda and whatever the fuck Kung Lao's cousin's name was were removed. Alongside Aaron, Cassie, Jackie, and Kotal made their returns. Am I forgetting someone? I think I am forgetting someone. Oh yeah, that bug bitch. Devora. Fuck. By the way, thank God Devora isn't back here, and I hope that dumb bitch never fucking returns. Fuck Devora. Scorpion and Melina forever. Whatever. But yeah, back to the Mortal Kombat 1 roster. Big return of 3D characters. We got Raiko, we got Havoc, we got Natara, Ashura. So glad to have these characters back, and alongside Tanya and Lee May. Very cool that we're doing this. I hope they continue this by bringing back, I don't know, like I said, Hotaru, Mavado, Cobra, Suhao. Well, shit, do we actually want these characters to return? The 3D era had a lot of bad characters. Meat. They need to bring back Meat. And have Dagon. No, Dagon. Dagon is the fish god by Lovecraft. What was his name? Dagon, right? That's not what I was looking up. Hold on. Dagon? Yeah, Dagon. They should actually bring him back. That's not... What the hell? That's not who I was looking for. That's the fucking Mortal Kombat dragon. Well, that's the dragon. 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 Onaga. That's who I was looking for. Yeah, they should bring back, Onaga. Or, who... maybe mocap as a cameo. I actually really hope mocap returns as a cameo. I can't. Right. Okay, I'm back. I do like the return of 3D era characters, and I hope we see more in the future. I'm also glad this game brought back a lot of the ninja characters, such as Rain, Smoke, Reptile. What other ninja characters did they bring back? This game actually pretty much has all the ninja characters except for Tremor and Noob, who Tremor is going to return as a cameo, and Noob just, because this is a reboot and Bihan's not dead. Speaking of which, one story issue I have with the roster is Scorpion. I'm a massive Scorpion fan. I love Scorpion, and I get it. This is a reboot, and I don't blame them for wanting to try something new, but it does bug me. It does bug me that instead of, I don't know, it's Kuai Lang in this game. Kuai Lang is Scorpion. It bugs me that Hanzo Hasashi is not Scorpion in this game, because I think Hanzo Hasashi just has one of the best stories in all of Mortal Kombat, and I think what they did with him in the NetherRealm trilogy was fantastic. So I don't know. I don't like the erasure of Hanzo. And now, yeah, the roster pretty cool. Again, I wish Sonya, Jax, and Kano were a part of it. Feels weird that they aren't, but Kano's probably gonna be DLC and whatnot. So yeah. Also, hey, can we please stop doing this pre-order for a fighter shit? I'm getting real tired of having to pre-order my game just so I can not have to pay extra for Shang Tsung when he comes out. It's like, just give me him as a part of the damn game, because last game it was Shao Kahn, and or have the pre-order be a part of the combat pack. Speaking of which, combat pack. Let's talk about the combat pack of the game. So let's see. It's gonna be. Let me check Steam here. Okay, Steam. Can you stop asking me my age every time I try clicking on a mature game? Christ's sakes. Cameo unlock pack. Combat pack here. So let's see. So we get Omni-Man, Quan Chi, Peacemaker, Ermac, Homelander, and Takeda. And the cameos, Tremor, Movado, Johnny, Farah. Farah? Dude, I was literally talking about what happened to Ferrator. Oh shit. And Chameleon. Pretty cool. The fighters. Yeah, pretty cool combat pack coming up. Quan Chi and Ermac should have been base game just because they are in the story. And cool to have Takeda in the game. Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander. That's a pretty cool lineup. Much more comic booky. And whatnot. Yeah, so the gameplay side of things, this game definitely isn't, for gameplay, this game isn't worth $70. I definitely like what we get here, but there's some things that bug me a bit. For example, not being able to pin moves in the game. This is like this is really inconvenient because I am trying to learn my combos and I'm trying to figure out how to do all of this. For someone who is trying to learn the game, that is a massive disadvantage to someone like me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not finding it anywhere, or maybe there is an option, or maybe I should just pull up the moves in my second monitor. That way I can, practice moves. But other than that, Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay side, pretty alright. How's the story side of things? Pretty good. Much better story than MK11 had. My biggest issue is how they handle the cameo characters. I think the cameo fighters should have been a bigger part of Mortal Kombat, of the story. I mean, characters like Darius, Serena, they show up here and there, but I don't like that they don't speak. And I get it, yeah, cameos, and that's what they are, but I don't know. This game has, I feel like since this game has our main characters be cameos, I think that the cameos should have gotten a bigger role since they are a pretty big part of the game and whatnot. So yeah, the story I do think is pretty good. I don't like the lack of Sonya, Jackson, Kano in like the story. They're not even in the story until like the final like chapter, which is just so jarring to me, and it makes you think, why doesn't Liu Kang go to these guys, since they are pretty big in his life and whatnot? I did talk about this with a friend, and they said that, well, Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11 were like heavily special forces based, which, you know, I didn't even realize, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's kind of a fresh breath of fresh air, but still pretty important characters. I think the characters we got here are pretty fun. I like the younger Raiden. I like Kung Lao. Johnny Cage, yeah, we all love Johnny. I love what they did with the character of Reptile and Baraka, the two jobbers of the series. I'm glad that they turned those from just being jobbers to like characters who have actual motivations and main characters. The villain Shang Tsung, if you told me he was straight, I would be like, wrong, because he's always doing this shit in the game. He's like, yes, well, you see, Raiden, that's not how that works. It's like, you're gay. You are hella zesty. And goddamn, everyone in this game is like, they're handsome. Hell, even like characters like Havoc, you know? Liu Kang, were you horny while you were doing this? And I like the relationship that Johnny and Kenshi had in this game, and they're definitely best bros, and I like that. Astra, I think, was pretty cool when she showed up. I like the nod to her hat, and I like the twist at the end, and that final chapter was pretty fun to play and pretty cool. I think the way they handled the Lin Kuei stuff was actually pretty good, despite my opinion on Kuai Lang being Scorpion. Although I do think that what they do with Bihan is a bit like out of nowhere. Is it? I guess. Whatever. I'm trying to think of what else there is to talk about, like non-spoilery. They do something interesting with Ermac's character. That's pretty cool. The Test Your Might sections were pretty cool. I like what they did with Melina's character as well. Melina as a character has... I really like the 180 that they took with her character here, where she is... So, Tarkatans in this game aren't, like, villain. They're not, like, monsters. They were actually normal people infected by a disease. That's a really cool take on the character, and I like what they do with Melina's character, where she constantly switches from being normal to this Tarkatan to normal. And I absolutely love the fact that Melina and Katana are now actual biological sisters. Shao Kahn, or General Shao in this game, I like what they did with him. Quan Chi, pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I can... Reiko was pretty cool. Havoc was cool. I like Li Mei's arc in this game. I hated Natara. I hated Natara so much. Natara is a character that I've liked for a long time, and I was always hoping she would come back, and now when she came back in this game, I really wish they just kept her in the fucking vault. NetherRealm Studios, you have so many voice actors, right? You have so many voice actors at your disposal that you can hire and, you know, get into your game, right? So you want to explain to me, like, why the hell you decide, hey, instead of like hiring an actual voice actor who can do Natara's voice pretty good, let's get the bitch from the Megan Fox movie, from the Michael Bay movies, shall we? Yep, Megan Fox's Natara is the worst thing I've ever heard in this game. This is literally like how it sounds. I am Baraka, and I am a Tarkatan. I'm going to eat your brains because we are from Tarkat. It doesn't mean we're bad because we eat people. Like a better example, you got Scorpion over here, like, we will fight for the Lin Kuei and all this, and then Natara over here, she's just like, oh wow, that's so sad. I'm actually so disheartened to hear about the Lin Kuei dying. It's like when they got that DJ to voice a Sub-Zero skin. He's like, it's like looking at a mirror. Give me a break. At least Jean-Claude Van Damme doesn't sound too bad as Johnny Cage, and I actually really like that idea of a skin, because for those who don't know, Johnny Cage is based off Jean-Claude Van Damme, and they got him to play Scorpion. No, they were gonna get him to play Johnny in the movie, but I think he was busy with something else, and you know, it's just cool. It comes 180 like that. And the post-credit scene for this game was really, really cool. Excited for what happens next. And despite my flaws with the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 1, and feeling like I'm not really getting the bang for my buck here, I do think Mortal Kombat 1 is a massive step up. Mortal Kombat 1 is so much fun to play. I had such a fun time with it. Another issue I have with the story mode, real quick. Characters would spam moves. Like, Rain kept doing this, like, water step move constantly, and he was just so annoying to fight against in the story mode. Ermac kept doing this slam move, and it's like, bro, you're not even in the game yet. Like, I can't even play as you, so why the hell are you doing that? So, yeah, I don't know if that was just a glitch or whatnot, or maybe I'm just bad at the game. But either way, back to what I was saying, Mortal Kombat 1 is a massive step up in story and gameplay, and while there is stuff that I feel is downgraded a bit, such as customization, options, lack of a crypt mode, although I do think that invasions mode is the crypt, I definitely like this game. I really am enjoying my time with this game. I'm having so much fun with it, and I'm going to give it an A- because of it. And it's totally not just because I still have not set up all the other grading systems. Well, guys, that's it. If you got Mortal Kombat 1, I'm hoping to do more of these game reviews in the future. And, well, until then, shall we meet again? Get over here! That was what the alright, until then, see ya. Mortal Kombat!